You know, every day I wake up and I thank my lucky stars that I'm the host of the new Inventors, because if I wasn't, I might have to get a real job that involved using a chainsaw, and that would be bad because chainsaws are really dangerous. Big, sharp, spinning blades, and sometimes they kick back at you. Yikes!
Everybody knows that chainsaws are dangerous tools. I nearly lost my own hand in a chainsaw accident. Almost. So I've created a safer and more flexible alternative. The Petrol Allsaw can replace the chainsaw and disc cutter to safely cut wood or masonry. The saw is made up of two blades which alternate in a stepping hammering motion across the material. This results in a rapid impacting action which cuts into the resistance of hard materials. But if it hits something soft, it has difficulty because there's no pressure pushing against it. So unlike traditional chainsaws, it can handle cutting into the dirt. There are no exposed cutting edges on the back, so cutting hard objects has never been so safe and easy.
Please welcome from Perth, Kevin Inkster. Hey, Kevin.
Hey, Kevin.
Now, this is a wonderful thing, and I admire your perseverance to getting it so far.
Thank you.
How much have you had to spend on getting it to this point?
Well, probably up to about $2 million.
$2 million bucks. You'll get it back, don't worry about it. It's aimed to replace two things. We can see a chainsaw.
Yes.
And that other thing, that's a disc thing. What's it called?
Disc cutter.
Disc cutter, yeah. And the great thing about it is that most, as I understand it, chainsaw injuries come from the top of the blade.
In the case of a chainsaw, you have the blade at the back and it kicks back up, and of course there's an unprotected blade.
And yeah, the most important thing, this is not a blade.
No.
And just show us the motor and how it goes round, because it's sort of a combination of a cut and also a hit. Very fast, obviously.
Yes.
And in a chainsaw, you can't go anywhere near dirt, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
And why can you with this?
Well, because we don't have any oil. The chainsaw has a lubrication on it, and also the cutting action of the chainsaw requires the sharpness. This doesn't, well, we've got carbide teeth and they sort of hammer into the material.
Yeah, rather than with the chainsaw, they pick up the dirt and pull it around into the motor and that stuffs it up.
So this is totally tolerant of dirt.
Come across and sit down. How much does it cost?
We expect it to retail around $2,000.
Right, which is a bit more expensive than a normal chainsaw.
Yes.
But it's better to have a hand.
Yes.
Yes. Chris?
Yeah, this is fantastic idea,
it is fantastic.
Kevin. I think it is sensational. Kevin, what about sharpening? You know, given the hammering action, does it blunt any quicker, and can you sharpen it in the field? You
can sharpen it in the field. It's very, very easy to sharpen. There's only one surface. It's not complex like in a chainsaw, but it doesn't rely on sharpness. So it's the high torque action does the cutting. So it's not dependent on sharpness in the way that a chainsaw is.
So this is an extraordinary looking piece of equipment.
Yes, it is,
You'd need to call it cutting edge, I would imagine.
Or cutting and hammering edge.
Yeah. Technical. Now, the blade, so unusual. What factors influence the final form of that?
The blades are totally dictated by the cutting action.
Well, in that action, you've got part of it is the hammering of the material as well to break it down.
Yeah.
Say you're brick sawing an existing brick wall. Is that going to send more vibration through the structure than your tram?
No, it's a very clean cut, and it's a very high frequency. It's about 100 times a second of hammering, so that's quite fast.
Could softer, fibrous sort of materials either wedge or jam it up?
The action actually pushes it out from between them.
Oh, right. Now, even allowing that it produces less breathable dust than the, well, let's call it the old-fashioned cut saw now, there's going to be some dust. Have you got any provision for extracting or dampening that dust?
We are looking at that at the moment. It's quite easy because our material comes out like a flow of sand, and it's much heavier particles than you get with disc cutters because it's not grinding it. It comes out like sand. Right. And so it's much heavier, but it comes in a very exact stream, so it's very easy to collect.
Yeah, nice. Summing up, Chris.
Yeah, look, the most dangerous tool that you're allowed to use without a licence is a chainsaw.
Absolutely.
You know, I think what you've done here, this is the first serious contender to replace at least a portion of what a chainsaw does.
Yes.
I think it's an outstanding invention. Well done, Kevin.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's incredible the way you've really addressed from first principles some of the major drawbacks of current equipment. I'd love to see it not having any fumes at all. That'd be my one little ambition.
We will be doing an electric version as well.
Brilliant. It's brilliant.
I think it's rather appropriate that a mechanism that's been used in surgery for so long, that oscillating action, should be used to prevent surgery.
Yeah,
There is
right.
a cycle in that.
Good luck with it, and yeah, look, I think it's fantastic. Please thank Kevin Inkster. Thank you very much. Good on you. So, who will the winner be? Will it be the user-friendly chainsaw, the Petrol Allsaw, the fume-removing nail desk vent, or the ladder-stabilising Ladder Smart? Chris, let's look first at design. Which is the best design?
I think tonight for me, the design award, if there was one, would go to the Allsaw, the Petrol Allsaw.
I was going to say the resolution. You know, if you're looking at it as a holistic thing, the function plus the way it presents. And
But the safety for me goes with the Allsaw simply because of the greater number of injuries.
Oh yeah, but the Ladder Smart. I mean, working at heights is the most dangerous thing you do in a house.
I understand.
And
What
on a
about
building
does-
site.
Does anyone work at heights with a chainsaw? Now,
Yes,
that'd be
they do.
dangerous.
Totally,
Oh,
but,
yes.
but normally the
Whilst
people...
doing
Not in the guttering, no, Jim.
Who's going to win? Chris, who's your winner tonight?
Yeah, tonight, I mean, I think, you know, it's, we've made a real contribution, I hope, to national safety tonight, because I think they're all tremendously important
they have.
inventions.
Yeah.
Don't take it on yourself. Yeah, good on you.
Well, shucks, you know,
Doing a good job.
I think the inventors have done it.
Yeah, absolutely. The inventors, you know, and I think they've been brought to the public, which has been great. But tonight, for me, I'm going to give it to the Petrol Allsaw. I think that's a revolutionary invention. I think it's got a huge amount of potential, and I think it's brilliantly put together.
So,
it's a new genre, which I think is fantastic. So I say absolutely the Allsaw.
Richard?
It's absolutely unanimous.
It is unanimous. Kevin Inkster is the winner tonight and his Petrol Allsaw. Good on you, mate. Congratulations. Good on you. Kevin's in the running to be named our Inventor of the Year. Thanks to our judges.
No problem.
And a big round of applause for the inventors, the wonderful inventors.